Hello, this is Inside the Press Box with Sunil Sunder Raj for the Everyday Fan Sports. This morning, I'm happy to be speaking with Joe Grasso, a senior linebacker on the Ridgewood High School varsity football team. Once again, Joe, thank you so much for taking some time out to speak with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, congrats. It's an absolutely spectacular career at Ridgewood High School on the football field. You've had some time now to think back on what you were able to do there. I'm just wondering, what comes to your mind, Joe?
It was pretty special. It's a pretty special place to play. Um, every coach there, every one of my teammates there, it's like there's no one better to be around. And besides actually playing, just being in the locker room and being able to share like in film, being able to share memories with these guys it's a very special place to be.
Talk about the 2021 season, finally getting back to some sense of normalcy after this COVID-19 pandemic, which we're still in the midst of, but 2019 was a very rough, 2020, excuse me, very rough season. I mean, especially for those seniors at that time. This year's team went 7-3, 3-0 in the Super Football Conference Patriot White Division. Talk about, and then head coach Chuck Johnson back on the sidelines. How special was that for this senior group?
Oh, that was unbelievable. I mean, if you talk to anyone in Ridgewood, everyone knows Coach Johnson. Yeah. He's an unbelievable football mind, an unbelievable person, a great coach, great person to be around. And it was special that he got to come back because he was taken away from us. But just about the 2020 season and watching my friends, those seniors when I was a junior, and then taking that into my senior year, it's just capitalizing on every moment and every opportunity we were given because how quick it can be taken away.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hey, just talk about the just preparing for this season, Joe, just in terms of the protocols and then, training camp in the summer and then, that week leading up to the first regular season game.
Yeah, so actually we were unlucky because remember the 3 storms or 2 storms that we got?
Yeah.
Our field got absolutely flooded and
Yes.
crushed. So we missed a good chunk of preparation time and we had to move to one of our fields in our town, but it's nothing like our practice fields that we usually have.
Mm-hmm.
But with the pandemic and stuff, it was tougher. Like with the mask, we could only have a certain amount in the weight room. And for our school playing, group 5, that's the weight room so important to us. And it made it every block you could have in a season. I feel like we definitely had.
Yeah.
But having the opportunity to just play, and I mean, I don't regret anything, but it was definitely made it tougher. But the tougher the better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to get clobbered with a 1-2 punch there, I mean, that's not easy, for especially high school kids, football players. But you guys were able to overcome those difficulties, those challenges, Joe. Just talk about, taking the field, that first game, what the adrenaline rush was going through you.
No, it's so special. I mean, it's so hard to explain. It was taken like fans weren't allowed to go to the games like when I was junior. So and then our field was taken. We were supposed to have first home game against Montclair, but that got taken away from us. So we're at Montclair, but just the energy of that game, like walking out to warm up, and all the fans were and we had a pretty good student session at that game too, is going crazy. It's a special feeling. You feel like you're on top of the world. It's a great feeling.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, you won your first one of the first 3 games. Only, I mean, defense was dominant. Only, I think, allowed 14 points a grand total. Talk about getting off to that fast start, Joe.
That was so important to us. I mean, we have brought a new defensive coordinator this year. His name Coach McDermott. He's one of the best football minds I've ever been around. He put us in place to be successful. And I mean, we always talked about, we think we were right up there with the best public defenses in the state and one of the best defenses in the state.
Yeah.
And it was so cool to be around him and learn football from Coach McDermott because he was just able to put us in the right spot and have a game plan. And he worked harder than I've ever seen. Whenever he had a free time, and he's one of our gym teachers in school. Mm-hmm. Whenever he had a free time in school, he would just work towards putting us in the right spot, and it worked out. And getting to that 3-0 start was huge for us.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, I was jotting down my notes. There were some signature games. You guys only lost to Irvington 7-0. I mean, and they're playing, of course, today, Northern Hounds. in the North, it said Group 5, you know, it said sectional champions, or Group 4, excuse me. Can you talk about, and then also that 47-42 win over Rampo? I mean, that was a wild game. Talk about, you know, those games, especially that Rampo game.
Yeah, that Rampo game was a special game. I mean, um, rest in peace to Coach Gibbs.
Yes.
He's a special guy. He actually coached with my dad at Ridgewood
Mm-hmm.
back in the day with Coach Johnson. But looking back on that game, Coach Johnson coaching against Coach Gibbs is like two of the best coaches you can have against each other. And then us and Rampo are two like storied programs. And that was a special game. Apparently there was over like 2,000 people there. And I mean, the crowd from like my other linebacker, Jay Whitmack, he had the game-winning interception. The crowd roared, and I was like, wow, that was insane. That was the loudest I've ever heard the place. That was a very special game. That was a unbelievable game, like a best game we played all year, best game in history, I think, besides the 2019 Union game.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just talk about, you know, as each week progressed, I'm sure it entered the back of your mind. Look, you know, it said time is winding down here. It said that I'm wondering, like, you know, how that entered into across your mind. Like, you know, of course, your focus is on the game itself, but I'm just wondering, like, you know, it said, you know, before and afterwards. So, you know, just talk about that element as well, Joe.
Yeah, you're told since you're a freshman, like, don't take anything for granted. It goes quick.
Yeah.
And it sounds cliche, but it's so true. It goes so fast. And I mean, the only thing I would always think about, like, it's going so fast, make the most of it, and in the end, have no regrets. And I have no regrets on my career and stuff. But it does go really fast. And for everyone who's ever, if anyone watches this and they're younger in their football programs, just make the most of every moment you have, because it flies.
Yes, no, and well said. I'm wondering, like, they talk about the culture, the tradition and brotherhood of high school football, and that's well known at Ridgewood High School. Talk about especially those bus trips as well for road games, because, you know, I think, you know, that's underscored, you know, that people don't talk about how much, you know, you develop that cohesiveness, that chemistry with your teammates. Talk about that, Joe.
Yeah, actually, so a little story I can tell was
Okay.
our field got flooded, and Paramus was nice enough to let us go practice on their field one time.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to take a bus ride to practice. And, you know, Coach Johnson's very like, well, on the bus ride to games, you're locked in. You're not talking. You're getting ready. Getting ready to do your job. And we're on the bus ride to practice, and Coach Johnson gets up and starts walking back, and we're all like, oh crap, like, what's he gonna say to us? And then he sits down, and he's like, he looks at us, and he's like, you know, I'm just thankful to be back. He's like, everyone just talk, everyone have a good time. Like, we're talking over. It was funny. I was like, wow, this is awesome. But the bus rides, they're special. On the way to games, you know, I'm really focused on like what we have to do, staying quiet. On the way back, when we win, like we had 3 road games start the season. So on the way back, you know, those bus rides were just, they were the most fun I've had. We're going crazy in the bus, and they're like, sit down. So fun.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, you made a great point. I mean, you know, to have Coach Johnson back on the sidelines after his health issues, I mean, for this program, for this, you know, school, I mean, that had to be just, I mean, such an emotional, you know, said moment, you know, for him, you know, especially that first game, I'm sure, you know, coaching on the sidelines. Just talk about that, Joe.
Yeah, he actually told me, he called me in his office one day in school, and he was like, you know, that first game, he's like, it was about 2 years since I've been back. And he's like, I had to get used to it again. He was like he's a little slow calling the play calls, but just his presence for our program. I mean, he's just a legend. His presence for our program, it put us back. Like, it's hard to explain. He just, the presence he brings to our program, our school, our, the North Jersey football, like, everyone is just unbelievable. And for him to be able to be back on our sideline with us in our favor was definitely helpful.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm wondering, it said senior night, because it said for every player, that's, you know, to walk out with their families, their parents is always, you know, a memorable moment. I'm wondering for you and the rest of that senior class, I think, you know, around, I counted around 25 or so, 26. Just talk about that night.
Yeah, senior night was actually our Rampo game.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
and, it's tough to have a senior night on a team that's gonna be that good to play against. On one of the weaker teams.
Yeah,
Um, Senior night is special at Ridgewood. They line you up, you run out to the R. And my for me personally, my sister surprised me. My mom was there, my other sister was there, my uncle was there.
mhm,
Running out to the R and just taking a picture in front of our beautiful school, and all the like cheerleaders and younger kids who in our junior football program are lined up,
yeah.
and it's a cool feeling. It's a cool feeling.
That's great. I wanted to ask you about, I said every year. I mean, we talked about, and you mentioned, 2019. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that,
Yeah.
especially, winning a sectional title. I said defeating Passaic Tech, and then the regional championship win over Union 41-37, and absolutely barn burn. I mean, just one of the best games I've ever covered and attended. But just talk about from 2018. I think that year as well, you won a sectional title and then lost to Piscataway in the regional championship. I mean, you were able to be a part of, two sectional championships, a regional championship, playing at MetLife Stadium. I mean, that's a dream come true for for a football player. But just talk about what that meant to be part of those teams. Said starting back in 2018.
Yeah, in 2018, I was a freshman, and they let me come and stand on the sideline to and watch that game
Hmm.
from the sidelines. And I think they did that just so I could watch those senior leaders and those kids and how special of a moment that is playing. I mean, where the Giants and Jets play and being in those locker rooms
Yeah.
is unbelievable. And then really in 2019, I didn't start or anything, but I got to get in there a little bit, and I really got to see those captains and those seniors lead our troops and lead us to where we wanted to be and win it all. And just getting realizing how great of leaders and how great of kids those guys are. And they're still my friends today,
Hmm.
even though I'm 2 years younger than them. And just taking the lessons they taught me, and I was able to try and produce that to my team this year and last year. It was cool, and being on the floor of MetLife and winning, like in 2019,
Yeah.
that's an undescribable feeling. That's really you're on top of the world. I mean, we're just going. You don't even know how to act. You just run. It's like we're just running around.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you know what, that was tough because that was without, Coach Johnson at that point. So I'm sure, said playing for him and being able to bring home that championship meant so much to you and the rest of the team.
Yeah, I mean, our motto was for Coach Jay. I also want to give a shout out to Coach Cord,
Okay.
who took over for Coach Johnson.
Hmm.
He is, and sadly couldn't coach with us. He was our head coach last year, but sadly couldn't coach with us this year.
Yeah.
Um, he stepped up huge. That whole coaching staff stepped up huge that year. I mean, losing someone like Coach Johnson, like we did, is tough. I mean, as you know,
Yeah.
it's it's really hard to step in his shoes. It's impossible to step into his shoes. So that whole coaching staff also led us. Coach Cord, I give him all the credit in the world. I talk to him almost every day. He's awesome. So yeah.
That's terrific. I don't want to skip over your accomplishments. Is it first team All County and All North Jersey? I mean, that really. I mean, I know that the end goal is a state championship, but to be able to have those accomplishments now, what does that mean to you personally, Joe?
It's an honor. I mean, you see some of the names I'm lined up with, and
Yeah,
a lot of those guys might be playing on Sunday one day. But it's pretty cool. Just to be recognized like that for accomplishments on the field.
yeah.
Um, it's pretty special.
I mean, it's so impressive to see how many of your teammates are on that list for All County and All North Jersey. Andrew Gio, Cole Cunning, Brendan Chanley, Red Cossack, Greg Lawson, Michael Dunnican, Will Anderson, Will Nevin. I mean, talk about, and a lot of the guys, especially, I mean, so it's a blend of offense and defense. But for a defensive guy, just talk about some of your teammates that, said are on that list.
Yeah, like I said before, playing at Ridgewood High School with the group of guys that we play with is a is a group that I wish everyone in the world could play with, because guys like Andrew Joya, Cole Canine, Will Nevin, Brendan Chanley, all those guys you named on those lists,
Yeah.
they they come to work every day. They play their butts off. They there's no excuses from them. We all have the same goal, and when you can go out to the practice field every day, and we all have the same goal, it makes it a whole lot more fun.
Yeah.
It was-
Hey, I'm wondering, putting that Maroons jersey, that helmet on, what does that number 4, jersey, represent to you, Joe?
yeah, I wear number 4 because my dad. He
Okay.
wore number 4 in college.
Okay.
Big thing, like my family's about.
Mhm.
Sadly, I mean, he passed away, but I wear number 4 in his honor. 4 is a really special number to me. 4 is all my friends call me 4.
Okay.
um, just being able to put that jersey on, it feels like, you got like a superpower, just being able to play, go out there, run around.
Yeah.
It's the number means a lot to me.
Yeah, no, I'm very sorry. I said, for your loss, Joe. It's being able to play in your father's honor. Said, that family tradition you
Yeah.
mentioned before. He coached alongside Coach Gibbs. At Ridgewood. I mean, how I mean to carry that on. Said that legacy. How important is that to you?
Very important. I mean, you can tell, like, besides him being in my actual dad being in my actual family,
Yeah,
Ridgewood High School football is a family.
yeah.
And he experienced that in one part of his life, and I got to experience that in one part of my life. So I think about that as like we have very similar memories, and we have very similar ideas of what that family is like, and it's a special place. And I think it's special to me that we both got to experience that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, that's wonderful. Uh, just have a couple more left, Joe. Can't thank for the time. As you know, it's also being a student athlete, and congrats on committing to attend and play football at Franklin and Marshall in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Just wanted to ask you how you've been able to. It's not easy, said again to, balance out between academics and athletics, but you've been able to do that. Just talk about that and what led to the decision to attend Franklin and Marshall.
Yeah, Ridgewood's a very good academic school, and you gotta stay on top of your work. If you don't, you're not gonna be able to play in sports. So, school's first. Being able to play at F&M, it gave me the best opportunity to go play as soon as play as soon as possible. Of course, it's gonna be hard, but
Mhm.
play as soon as I can and have the best education I can. Also, my uncle and my dad went there.
Okay.
So yeah, so when I went on my visit, it just seemed like it felt like home. And
Mhm.
all the coaches, Coach Troxel, Coach Clendaniel, Coach Sehor, they they're all very like accepting. They all really wanted me bad, it seemed like. And just when I went down on my visit, when I talked to them on the phone, that's also a special place. And if you play at somewhere like Ridgewood, and go play in college, you need to go to a special place, because you need to go to a place just like it. And
Mhm.
F&M fit that bill for me.
That's great. I wanted to go back to Ridgewood High School. The support from the school itself, the students, athletic director Keith Cook, principal
Yeah.
Jeffrey M. Nias. Just talk about, and I'm wondering also, during the week leading up to a game, what the environment is well at Ridgewood High School also.
Yeah. See, Ridgewood's cool. Ridgewood's like in the fall, it's all about football.
Mhm.
We wear our jerseys. The cheerleaders wear their cheerleading stuff. There's signs all over the school, like, let's, like, go team, go
Mhm.
Ridgewood, let's go. Seniors have their numbers all over with like rhymes and stuff. It's pretty cool. Leading up to the week, like, I'm like in class, and people walk by, like students, younger students, um, like underclassmen, teachers. They're all like, "Good luck tonight. Good luck tonight.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight. Good luck tonight." It's a cool feeling. It shows people care. People care about how we do. I walk in Monday morning. My teacher's like, "How'd Friday go? Tell me about it." And it's like,
Yeah.
it shows that they care.
It's great. Hey, I'm wondering also the town of Ridgewood itself, the community, the support from everyone in town. If you want to talk about that as well, Joe.
Yeah, people think of Ridgewood as a lacrosse town. I think of it as a football town. Friday nights as a whole community. It's not just the Ridgewood football teams playing, the Ridgewood high school teams playing. It's
Yeah,
the junior teams go, the junior football teams go,
yeah,
the whole high school all the students go, parents, like alumni's parents, alumni, the whole town. It's not just like a condensed event. The whole town, it's a whole town event. The whole community's there. Everyone has your support. You're walking around town, they take care of you. It's Yeah.
No, that's outstanding. You talked about family support. It's so important, that from early on, like, when you're growing up and, you're playing sports, you've talked about it. I just wanted to go back to it because I think it's so essential, like, that I'm sure through this journey in football, that has really carried you through, Joe. It's, if you wanted to add anything to that, and just especially this season as well.
Yeah, I've never had more fun playing, even though we didn't win it all, and everyone always wants to win it all, and everyone who
Yeah.
doesn't win it all will say that. Um, I never had more fun playing football not because of the sport.
Hmm.
I love the sport like with
Yeah.
all my heart, but not because of sport. It's because the guys I played with and the coaches I was coached by for all my whole career. And it's not it's not just like it's not just Friday nights. Friday nights are the best one, but
Yeah.
like a Tuesday practice when it's like, oh, like Tuesday practice, but seeing my teammates and being with my teammates and that they're not just teammates. Like, my uncle tells me all the time, I'm very close to my uncle. He's
Mhm.
like, these will be your brothers for life. You'll come home from school and you'll talk about the Rampo game. You'll talk about our Hackensack game.
Yeah.
You'll talk about our Union City game when they scored the 2-point conversion to beat us. It's like, damn, we should have had that one.
Mhm.
Those are the memories and the moments you talk about, and for the rest of your life.
No, so true, so true. I'm wondering when you were growing up, I did read that you also play baseball as well. I'm just wondering, like, any other sports, and then just you taught. I mean, describe, I think in pretty good detail what the game of football means to you. But if there's anything else that any other intangibles. But I'm sure it's like a full circle moment for you this year, being a senior. You were able to pass down your knowledge, your experiences to the underclassmen. But just talk about that, Joe.
Um, yeah, I play baseball. I'm trying to maybe play baseball also at F&M,
Okay.
football first, but I'm trying to play baseball. And I played basketball for 3 years, and
Okay.
I'm not playing this year, but I played basketball for 3 years, and those are two amazing sports, and you make a bunch of friends in those, but truly, like, there's nothing like football because the like effort you have to put into football and the mentals you have to put into football, it's
Hmm.
it's it's really 24/7,
Yeah.
especially if you want to be great, because you got to watch film on your other team, you got to watch film on yourself, you got to watch bad film on yourself to try and
Hmm.
better yourself. You can't just watch your highlights. um and the game of football, it's rewarding because of how much time you put in, because you put in all these hours of time and all this work and all this, like, your whole effort, like all this practice, and then for one game.
Yeah.
When baseball and basketball you play 2-3 games a week, football it's like Saturday you watch film on last week and lift, Monday you practice full pads, Tuesday full pads, Wednesday just uppers. This is our schedule. Wednesday's just uppers,
Yeah.
Thursday's a walkthrough, but it's all Ridgewood's all about, like, technique and fundamentals, and
Hmm.
so it's all really mental. So and then you have to go out there and produce Friday night. And if you don't produce, you're not like any other Ridgewood team, because we're a pretty successful program.
Yeah.
So that's why football is just so important in the game, because you put so much time and effort into it for one game, for one test, and then you got to go produce.
Yeah. No, solid points. Well said. Just the last one I have, really, actually last two. I'm wondering, when it comes to NFL watching on Sundays, any players you pay particular attention to, Joe, and you just enjoy following?
Yeah, I know he's not a linebacker, but watching Aaron Donald play
Yeah.
defense is absolutely ridiculous. Just
Yeah.
how he's undersized too for
Hmm.
a D lineman. I mean, he's massive, but he's
Yeah.
undersized for an NFL player. And to watch him just dominate the trenches is unbelievable, because
Yeah.
he kind of does whatever he wants. And also watching Fred Warner play on the 49ers, that
Hmm.
as a linebacker, he like, his intangibles are unbelievable. And then I also love to watch film, and I watch so much, like, YouTube videos on Luke Kuechly.
Yeah.
Now he's retired, but he the way he studied for his games, there's things of him like that. He used to be able to call out teams' plays before they had him, and, like, knew other audibles.
Yeah.
And actually, like, some things I try to do, like, is like I would try to watch enough I would try and watch enough film and talk to, like, our defensive coordinator and stuff to try and be able to call out plays.
Yeah.
Like I remember like one time against Wayne Valley, like they were in like this formation, and I was screen, screen, and our other linebacker was like, "How'd you do that?" And it was pretty funny. And I was watching like Luke Kuechly and those guys on Sunday. They're unbelievable they're unbelievable athletes. They're unbelievable football players. But when you put the mental aspect into it, makes it more special.
Yeah, I think people, truly don't appreciate how much mental, the portion of the game, you really have to be tuned in, because everybody talks about the physicality, but, as you said, putting in the work, your work ethic, your dedication, off the field, in terms of, so watching film and, again, that pays off, and it certainly did, with your success. I'm wondering what your message is, for younger kids, athletes out there, Joe. I mean, I said you're just a absolutely, phenomenal role model. Said for younger kids. I'm wondering what you would tell younger kids, that aspire to be, just like you said, playing high school football one day.
Yeah. People say it all the time, like it's cliche, and it goes fast, and don't take anything for granted.
Yeah.
Because it can be taken away from you. But also, if you want to be great, put your full effort into it. Don't let up. Don't one day it might stink one day, like oh, practice, like this is tough. But then you realize like they're just trying to make me better. Listen to your coaches, and trust yourself. Because if you don't trust yourself, who's going to trust you?
Mhm.
Like if you think doing something's going to make you better, then do it. And if you think something's going to put you in a better position to be able to play on Friday nights, do it, because playing on a Friday night is one thing that is indescribable. It's special. And for all the younger kids out there who want to be a great high school football player, have fun, because like if you're not having fun, what are you doing out there?
Right.
Like every single play, like Rampo throws a 80-yard touchdown. It's like crap, but like I'm still having the best time of my life. Like,
Yeah.
like what's better than playing football? Like, so just make the most of every moment you got.
It's great. Okay, Joe. The new ending is that the athlete has the last word. You have that. I said platform. I said in terms of for your family, for your friends, your teammates, Ridgewood High School, the administration, athletics, and also the town of Ridgewood.
Just want to thank everyone. I want to thank my mom, my I want to thank my dad. I want to thank my two sisters. Thank my uncle Greg, all my uncles. I want to thank my trainer, my personal trainer, Ron Hackasper. He's unbelievable. He gets me right. And then the whole town of Ridgewood. It's a special place. It's a place you want to raise your kid. You want to have your kid playing in, and I'm happy my parents chose to live here. Um, I want to thank Coach Johnson, Coach Cord, Coach McDermott, Coach Straub. Great guys, just great coaches, even better men. And I just want to thank you for giving me this interview. And thanks. Yeah, it was great.
Well said. Hey, Joe, just an incredible honor and privilege to interview you. Said I can't thank you enough for this opportunity. And again, congrats on your, success here on and off the field at Ridgewood High School on the varsity football team. And, wishing you all the best, said with graduation in 2022, and then moving on to Franklin and Marshall, and just, looking forward to seeing what you do at the next level.
Thank you.
Thank you.